Good morning. All right, market cap just over 300 billion. Bitcoin flirting with 8,000. It's been up and down above the 8,000 range. Ethereum cheap as hell, 458 bucks. Cheap in perspective, cheap to where the price was. And then Bitcoin Cash, wow, under $900. EOS had a flash sale there for a second. You can see the dump formed a nice authentic butt cheek right there, right? That's a dump. Sitting over $6 now, but it had dumped to under into the $4 range. And Neo, wow, 56 bucks. So a lot of good deals going on, especially if you have fiat on the sideline. Trying to explain what is going on to my friends who have just recently gotten into Bitcoin. And I try to explain it to them like this. Now, anytime something rises this fast, there is no foundation built. There's no foundation built. So if you can go and look at a building, right? This was Bitcoin in December. It was built up so fast, way to the top. If you can see these little tops, they're like little wicks, right? Those little top wicks. So when people were taking their elevator up to the top, enjoying it, right? The moment they wanted to get off, right? No foundation. So after all, because you can only go so high, and then when it was turned to come down, it was obviously going to fall very hard because there was no foundation built, just like scaffolding in a building. So we have to build this out. We have to build these floors one by one, and that's exactly whatever got it. I have done a lot of research. I have a lot of people telling me what they think it is, and I don't really. If I can't get to the bottom of it, the 100% truth, I just move on. But I think personally that this was manipulation. People with a lot of money boosting the price up this high, causing this feverish buy up, and then the hard slam dunk. I think all of that was planned. Very easy to play with, especially when you're dealing with just people who aren't expert traders. They're just getting in because they've heard of Bitcoin. Very easy to do the old 1-2. Raise it up and slam it down. So we're going to have to be slammed down for a while. And we're going to have to fight manipulation. We're going to have to fight super whales. The only difference between this and gold is the fact that, first of all the new coins are going to the miners, whoever the miners are selling them to. Second of all, it's much easier to buy Bitcoin and hold it, right? A lot of people don't understand what's going on with the gold market. How the gold market's been so fucked is a lot of people buy gold, but they never actually hold it. And a lot of these companies have been caught with not enough gold, saying, oh yeah, we'll winky face, we got your gold in this big glorious vault. Just keep giving us your money and we'll hold it on. We'll hodl it for you. We'll hodl your gold. That's one of the biggest deals with gold. So it's very easy to have a big mass manipulation. You never know what you actually have. And a lot of people, especially if you're whales, can't afford to have their gold. They can't keep it on their property. It's just too much, especially if you're talking silver. Silver, weighs way more than gold. And the price is so much cheaper. It just takes a lot more storage for silver. That it's just a whole different animal. Now with Bitcoin, you don't have that. Anyone can hold it on their phone. It's a bit different. And when you actually hold the real product, it's harder to manipulate. Yeah, all they can do, what can they do? What can the bigs do that want to manipulate this market? They can just cause fear, FUD, and buy the dip. That's it. They can't swangle, they can't fool you and say, oh yeah, we got your Bitcoin in a vault. No, you hold on to your Bitcoin. They can't fuck you that way. The only way they can fuck you over in this game is if you sell them your Bitcoin on a dip. They're not the ones buying this pump. And if they are, they're buying it just to slam it. So just, I don't know. It's a delicate game out there. It's really easy to get too caught up in the price and realize, hey, the tech is where it's at. The ability to send money to anywhere permissionlessly for very little money. That's the dream. 24/7, 7 days a week, rain, sleet, snow. We've never had that before. If you don't think that's absolutely fucking amazing to send $10 million with the flip of a thumb across the planet night during New Year's Eve, during a snowstorm, whatever the fuck, nothing's stopping you. That's amazing. Just, it is. So let's not lose sight of that. And you know, a lot of FUDs coming off. It was funny last night. I heard some FUD about Syscoin's masternodes being delayed a week, and I went in like a fireman. I heard some FUD. I went in. I broke down the door. I had my axe. I had my black underneath my eyes. I'm like, where's the free Syscoin? I'm here for Syscoin. So I went and actually, you want to see where? Let's see if we can guess where I got my Syscoin last night. I heard the FUD. I heard that it was delayed a month. And I know people are impatient as hell. Where did I get my Syscoin? I think it's pretty obvious where I got my Syscoin. Damn, it's still cheap again. But, yeah, it's just, this is where, you know, it's like a storm chaser. I run into the FUD. I'm not a big, I don't hold Litecoin. I made one big move with Litecoin in my life, and that was it. Actually, did a really good job, but the fact is, Litecoin had the LitePay issue, and there was a lot of FUD, and it took a hit in the price, and it might continue to take a hit. You know, if you're a Litecoin advocate, you know, you got to go into the FUD. You don't need LitePay. That's stupid. Like, who cares? Like, it's just a nice little perk for merchants, but it doesn't affect Litecoin. Like, you can still send Litecoin from one person to another without LitePay. You don't need anything middleman or anything like that. Just makes it merchant. So people who are you know, those are the small things, right? Like, I just see things like that. I'm not personally buying Litecoin, but Syscoin is when I rushed right in there like a fireman. I was like, where's it? So what's my recent buys? My recent buys, I bought Basic Attention Token recently. Why am I buying these? All right, so I have full bags with a lot of coins, and I'm thinking that these are the 3 coins I have more room for. So I'm always looking to dollar cost average and buy some over time. I have enough that I don't care if this thing just goes to the moon and it's like, well, fuck, I missed my big opportunity to accumulate, because I have enough. But I don't mind at this point. You know, it's like a Zen move. Like I said, if it goes up, that's fine. But I don't mind catching these dips, dollar cost averaging. You know, I got a lot up in here. And then I had a lot here. And the thing is, I could be selling right now. It might be a smart idea to sell what I just bought. I think I was getting it for around 2,300 BTC, 2,300 sats. I mean, with the market just being I wouldn't call it lazy. I don't know. I kind of feel like, I look at it this way. It's like I went to my future self and he's like, dude, just if you don't touch anything, if you just don't touch anything, you're going to be very fucking happy. You're going to be beyond your wildest dreams. And then I come back with that info. And then you got to think, it's like, all right, so I do nothing and I'm good. But then yourself, you're always like, well, what if I can get a little bit more of what I got? Because then I'd be even happier. And then, you know, you start doing your trades and, you know, it's like, man, I got to sell BAT right now because it's guaranteed to come down, right? I think it's almost guaranteed to come down with the market we're in, right? I think that you're going to easily be able to make a profit here. But what if it doesn't? Because I'm not a psychic and it could just go to the fucking moon. There's not really a lid right now. So we just don't know what kind of big partnership's going to come out of the bushes like, what's up? With Basic Attention Token and with, I don't know. Why do I like Basic Attention Token? Why do I even like these products? Basically, I believe that it's, the way advertising is going to work, a lot of this is going to go. We're going to get paid to look at ads. That's the future. There is no middleman. That's what crypto does. It eliminates the middleman. It's like, why would people pay Google, Facebook an extraordinary amount of money and not even get that great of a service when you can actually pay the person who's going to be buying your product? It's just, you save a lot more money and you're going to get a lot more quality out of it. When you see something that revolutionary, it's just like, okay, yeah, game over. Syscoin, I mean, it's pretty obvious why I like Syscoin, because it's a marketplace, very little fees. They're going to have anonymous transactions. But the big thing is, if you've ever been an eBay seller, you know, it's a lot of hassle and there's a lot of fees, especially for the sellers. Anytime you can save money, it's a revolution, right? Fiat can't compare. Anytime there's a market where it's checkmate, where fiat can't compete, Fiat can't get it. You cannot get your fees lower than Syscoin if you're using a fiat system. You will need a cryptocurrency. When that's the case, and I'm looking at eBay and I'm like, man, they might come out with an eBay coin. They might. But it's going to be overpriced and it might flop because they're probably getting it over their heads. The fact that they haven't come out with an eBay coin, it's kind of like you're in prison and the door's open and you're like, no one's around and you're just kind of like slowly walking towards it, just all nonchalant, like, and then you just fucking hightail it out. That's how I feel with what a lot of these industries. It's like, wow, they really, you're starting to hear Googles and all that, the big dinosaurs start to move, but there's still a lot of industries that are sitting back like, wow, you're about to get blockbustered, bud, if you don't pick it up. And the last coin I bought recently was Civic, and these are all because my bags were low. I wanted to, not low, but I wanted to get more in my bags. Civic's getting a new partnership every day, sort of like hacking. Civic is just, I really believe that with all the hacks, it's funny if you're talking about hacks, Atlanta's basically being held hostage by hackers. Personal data is at an all-time high. Using passwords to log in to your private, your sensitive websites is just not good enough anymore. There's so many keyloggers. There's just so many ways to fuck up. Civic companies like this are absolutely, I'm not going to be caught dead without something like this. So, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about today. Just talking about the market, talking about some recent pickups I had. Never buy at the price. I never pay sticker price. I always go low with my lures. If you don't know my lure, look at my lure video. I don't pay sticker price. I'll throw a spear if I really like something. If I really like, okay, I really fucking like this. But that takes, if you don't know what you're doing, don't just throw a spear. I wouldn't, because you end up getting, you might end up missing out on a better deal. Ontology is absolutely going crazy. Let's see what's going up and down. Mithra, Ontology, basic attention token. A lot of these I really like. Like I wanted OX is a Zen move. Verge has been a Zen move. Just it's fine. You're gonna have, I have more coins that I like that I'm not invested in, but that means the ones that I am invested in are very, very, very vetted and a good plan. Not really much to talk about today. If just a little bit about the People's Bank of China. They're really starting to, they have the blockchain registry open platform. They're talking about they've been researching blockchain since 2015. Dinosaurs, I believe when China moves, they're, something like Neo or one of these, because governments like China, I'm not going to presume anything, but I really believe that it would be easier for them to come along and take over the best project than to try to create one from the ground up. And with how Neo has been compliant, just something to look out for. These are all tinfoil hat theories, right? Do your own research. There's a lot going on. It's almost impossible to tell what's going to happen. Governments have just passed a law to make it easier to spy on you. So, more and more going to that totalitarian type of regime all over the world where, they're really trying to clamp down on what you're doing, who you're sending your messages for. See, at first it was just for terrorists and stuff, and now it's like everyone, and it doesn't matter. You could be an 80-year-old woman in, Texas, and they don't care. They're still spying on you. When that becomes, and it's not so much that they're listening in, it's just the ability to go back and have what your whole life, because they can go back from 5 years ago and all of these emails, private messages, they can dig those up. It's kind of like they just keep a forever book on you. And at any time, they can just go through your history and look for any kind of, fuck up or any kind of, anything. Like find that needle in a haystack. They'll be able to find it with the AI, with how fast this is progressing. We're starting to get face sensors where you walk into stores where they store your data. It's getting to the point where advertisers are knowing more about you than your fucking family does, and that should never be the case. So just telling people to keep an eye open. Don't be so submissive. Really put a foot down. We don't want to keep going down this route, right? We can play hand in hand with governments. We can play ball back. The government doesn't just say this is how it is and then we just accept it. That's not how it is, right? You have to win the people's will over. If enough people say, hey, this isn't going to happen. Look at what happened with Korea when they tried to pull something with crypto. They had 150,000 people outside of the Capitol. That's what happens. Like, that's when the government has to fold. The government folds. They fold a lot. When you have 150,000 angry people outside your doorstep, who do you fucking call? And a lot of them were military people. Like, but military people they're people. They're not robots, guys. At least not yet. The world we're going to, we're going to have some killer fucking AI robots working for the military. Then we're fucked. But right now, we're all people. We're all on the same goddamn planet trying to fucking survive. And not just survive, but thrive. And we should never look, I hate putting these borders, oh, you work for the government, so you're this. It's like, no, we're all people. And there's a few fucking bad actors. That's it. Few bad actors. Just weed those guys out. Those people out. That's it. And we're starting to. Crypto's the first step. So all I can say is I'm enjoying the time when you don't work for a result, when you're constantly working on yourself every single day to become stronger, smarter, better at everything you do, better relationships. Money is just a sideline thing. Money is just a fucking number. Go breathe some air. Go look at the sun. Go fucking do something, right? Like, this is, enjoy this time. You don't want to look back. I also asked my future self, I look 10 years from now, right? Because you could look 10 years from ago, and what would you tell yourself from 10 years ago? Well, I imagine that and rewind, or if you fast forward, go 10 years from now, looking back, I'll tell myself, hey man, you're going to have a lot of money. You're going to be happy. Enjoy the time now. You're young. You're at the prime of your life. You're not going to get that time back. You can't buy that. You'll be an old billionaire in your 50, but you're going to be fucking pissed that you didn't go get it in your 30s and really enjoy it. Don't take what you have for granted. It's gone the next day. And the next day is a lifetime. It goes by very quickly. The older you get, the more you realize that. Enjoy your week, peeps. Cheers. Peace.